Thank you, Tony. I thought what you were saying about Roundheads and Cavaliers is very interesting. I teach on the Isle of Wight. I'm the Green Party candidate there, and I'm the National Education spokesperson for the Green Party. And I teach A-level history, and I teach the Stuarts, and I teach the Civil War. And I've been revisiting this for the first time since I did my A-levels in the mid-1990s. And there are so many analogies between what is happening now and what is happening in the 1640s. And then we had a war, we chopped off a king's head, and then we decided, what sort of country do we want to be? The levellers, the diggers, the ranters, the Putney debates. And 11 years later, we brought the king back. And I really feel very certain that people are starting to question, what sort of country do we want to be? Is it worth it? And I'm really welcome everybody to come here today. I'm from the Isle of Wight, which is about a few miles over in that general direction. I know it's a couple of miles because I've swum it. I wouldn't do that today. It's also, I know it's that far because, well, I swam it because it's a lot cheaper than the ferries. It's also famous for quite a few dinosaurs as well. Saying that, we voted 60-40 to leave. And I was actually rather heartened by that, because the Isle of Wight is seen somewhat as a dinosaur and a backward sort of situation there, and it's not. The amount of people who voted Remain on the Isle of Wight would actually put a Remain Member of Parliament to Westminster, you know, over 30,000. So it's wrong to think that the Isle of Wight is backward in that respect. But we are detached, we are isolated, and we are very vulnerable, and we're very vulnerable to mainland decisions that are made tens, hundreds of miles away from us. But islanders are very creative, we're very resourceful, but we're also very fearful. And government, politicians, and particularly the media have preyed on that vulnerability for the last 20 to 30 years. Propaganda, soundbites, and frankly fake news have whipped up a storm over the last few decades. And they've been blaming the wrong people. The imposition of cuts, privatisation, and austerity have actually been blaming the wrong people, been blaming immigrants, lazy people, and the bogeyman of the European Union. And this is why islanders voted Brexit. But islanders also vote Conservative, like many of the MPs in Hampshire. I know we were talking about Oxford yesterday. We don't have any MPs talking here in Southampton and in Portsmouth, because most of our MPs are Conservatives or they are towing a particular party line. And the people of the Isle of Wight took those bits of propaganda, such as the bus. The people of the Isle of Wight may have chosen to vote for £350 million for the NHS. They may have chosen to vote to stop immigration, and they may have chosen to vote to take back control. But they did not vote for reducing workers' rights, job losses. We've already lost jobs on the Isle of Wight at BAE, at Gurit. GKN, I'm sure if you notice, is in the news. That will also mean a loss of jobs for islanders. We didn't vote for higher food prices. We didn't vote for an end of a right to travel, to study and to work abroad. And we did not vote to threaten the rights of 3 million EU citizens across this country. And certainly we did not vote to end 7 decades of peace, not just in Europe, but also in the United Kingdom. And we certainly did not vote for putting Boris Johnson or Jacob Rees-Mogg or any other of the far-right wingers in number 10. But frankly, all of this is disruption, it's distraction, and it's politicking. And is that really worth it for Hampshire? Is that really worth it for the Isle of Wight? Because while Westminster is debating Brexit, on the Isle of Wight we're seeing £30 million in cuts for adult social care and children's services. We're seeing the closure of many of our hospital services on the island at St Mary's. And this affects you because we're going to be shipped over here to Southampton and to Portsmouth and join your queues for that. We're seeing millions being cut in education, not just for schools, but also for our universities. And on the island, we're seeing desperation as we're starting to drill for oil in the centre of the island at Arreton, on land. We're also seeing a rise in homelessness and a housing crisis. So is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? All of these challenges for us are very, very real. But the EU is not the cause of this. It's the useless, it's the damaging government that have caused these crises. So what can we do? We can put pressure on our government. We can challenge their blind belief in this Brexit bonus that we heard yesterday. And we can have, as we've already heard, we can have gentle conversations. We can join like-minded people. I've come here with Islanders for Europe. We started off in July last year. It's not just a campaigning group, it's a social group. And we're meeting all sorts of people, like-minded people, and feeling emboldened with that. And we can vote. We can vote in local, in town, and maybe in a general election again. The people did vote in 2016, but I feel that they were misled. They were not told the full truth. And the people must have the final say before we leave. Is all of this worth it? This disruption, this distraction, this politicking? I say we need to take back control. We need to remind ourselves of the type of country, the vision and the future that we want to be. Thank you.